Okay, hello, welcome to the stream. If there's anybody here, anyway, we're gonna continue now the Resident Evil Part 2. The Part 2 of the collab story was actually released last week, but I was so busy last week, I didn't go through it. Not even so what I did is I did the dailies, I did the mission, but I skipped the story. So what we're gonna do today is that we're gonna go through the story and I'm gonna finish up hard mode and check the epilogue. That's what we're going with this. I done all my dailies today, so we don't need to do dailies anymore. Just need to do the normal clears, and then we're good. I just saw the solo raid is on. When did the solo raid get on? When did they turn on the solo raid? I didn't see it this morning. Oh man, oh god. I mean, I'll do that off stream. Because everything, yeah. Okay, solo raid just started today. No wonder. 12 o'clock and noon. I when I was doing my dailies, it was before noon, so that's why I never knew about it until now. But that aside, we're not gonna go through that. We're just gonna do go through the storyline of story 2, finish that off, and then finish up hard mode because I haven't. Oh wait. Before I do that, let me go to the shop. We'll finish up the hard mode, check out the epilogue of the story, and then, you know, we're done. For those wondering, I did get Jill already, so I'm good. In terms of my Nikke collection, still good, still full. I was ready to put in money to get Jill. I gotta tell you guys that. Anyway, where's record repository? There it is. All right, we're gonna start the storyline from Memento A all the way to Last Judgment B. Human life falls into oblivion, throwing the world into turmoil. Oh wait, auto it. Oh wait, we don't have to auto it. There's no voice. New life has been created, a cruel distortion of all things sacred. Merciless judges descend from the skies. Do not resist when thy feeble. Oh, sorry. Do not resist with thy feeble human strength. The end is nigh, God. Guide these foolish mortals to their reckoning. My mic's on, right? Okay, my mic's on. So I was playing Crime Simulator with Argama on her stream a couple of days ago. I recorded my side of the game. It's a fun game, by the way. Crime Simulator is so much fun. I recorded my side of the game. I was supposed to do a video, but then after the whole thing was done, I checked the video and I found out my mic was muted the whole recording. So there's no Crime Simulator video coming because I forgot to unmute my mic. Which is too bad because that recording was so hilarious. It was so much fun. That game was so much fun. But next time. We're planning to play more of that. Depara. Life was ordinary. The lazy days I spent with mom and dad, I can still remember them perfectly. Gathering at a dinner table every evening to talk about our day. All of us lounging around, cozily watching TV together. The quiet little conversations we'd have before falling asleep. Dad, I'm back. Have you had dinner? I haven't had mine yet. Mind if I eat here? I packed some food. Nothing special happened today. I got off school, then ran a quick errand. Came straight here after. Mom's doing the same as always. I guess work's been keeping her busy. She said she'd be back late again tonight. Shall we watch some TV? And now, our next news story. A string of disappearances has recently taken place within the Ark. This has prompted a growing movement among citizens criticizing the central government's handling of the situation. Pretty unsettling, huh? That's all the news has been reporting lately. With all the disappearances happening, there have been all kind of rumors swirling about. Some say people are being abducted and used as test subjects for biological experiments. Or that there are corrupted Nikkes running around wreaking havoc. Don't you think both scenarios sound kind of ridiculous? See? You think it's nonsense too, right? I mean, it does seem odd. How could anyone be carrying out biological experiments in a place as safe as the Ark? And if a Nikke really had gone rogue, surely she would have been caught by and been on the news by now. Don't you think I'm right? Please say I'm right. Please. Say something. Don't just lie there. Dad? Ever since you got hurt on the surface, Mom's been acting weird. At first, she started mumbling weird things, scribbling strange red eyes all over the walls of the house. Now, she barely comes home. All she ever does is work at a center. I have no idea if she's eating or if she's getting any sleep. I don't know anything anymore. Compared to the old days, everything's different now. Everything. I'm sorry. I know I promised I wouldn't complain in front of you, but tomorrow, I'm going to visit the center where Mom works. I'm worried about her. Maybe I should bring her something to eat. Things can't go on like this. Anyway, sweet dreams. I'll drop by again. Counseling hours. Weekdays 9 to 10. Weekends closed. 9 to 8. Huh? Has she always had weekends off? Then why did she come into work today? Mom? I'm coming in, okay? No one's here. I guess I'll just leave the lunchbox? The N, nigh, guide, foolish mortals. What's that sound? The sound appears to be coming from behind the bookshelf. One of the bookshelves is slightly out of place, leaving a narrow gap. Through the gap, a stairway stretches far down, leading underground. Mom? Are you in there? Judges descend the skies. Do not resist human strength. In front of the altar where a rapture statue is enshrined, a group of people are fervently murmuring a prayer. And Mom? In the middle of it all was Depara's mother. Amen to be. That day, I tore through Mom's room in a panic. Every wall was covered from top to bottom in red eyes, all of them staring at the same spot, the spot where I uncovered a rapture core, along with some records about the torch of salvation. Human life falls into oblivion, throwing the world into turmoil. New life has been created, a cruel distortion of all things sacred. Merciless judges, raptures descend from the skies. The end is nigh. Fear not. Stand before the judge and reveal yourself. The surface is the altar of God. Death is the path to salvation. Embrace the end. Beneath the flames of judgment, a torch of salvation shall be kindled. As I began to realize what Mom had gotten herself into, I finally understood what those red eyes at home were meant to represent. A chill ran down my spine. Even then, I couldn't turn to anyone for help. Revealing anything about the torch of salvation could result in Mom being captured and punished. I'm back. I don't think I can stomach anything today, so I came empty-handed. I hope that's okay. Oh, did you see the news? They say they found rapture parts in the home of one of the missing families. So freaky. Rapture parts of all things. You know, people keep going missing. People who I used to see at a counseling center, I mean... Dad, I'm scared. If this keeps up, Mom might disappear too. What if I'm left all alone? I'm sorry, I'm being weak again. For the time being, I don't think I can come here. I think I have to be away for a bit. I'm worried about Mom. I can't just sit by and do nothing. Please, pray that everything will turn out okay. I'll be... Next time I'll come with Mom. I promise. I don't think I'll be able to keep that promise, Dad. The cult leader who started the Torch of Salvation turned out to be Mom. I didn't catch all the details, but they said they intend on using a virus to purify the Ark. They say death is the path to salvation. Don't worry. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll find a way to atone for what my mom has done. That was the final entry in Depara's journal. You said your colleague followed Depara all the way here, right? Then we've got to find them. Both Depara and your colleague. And everyone else who's gone missing. For a few moments, Query stands at the journal Claire had been reading aloud from, then finally speaks up. Yes, absolutely. After that, we need to make sure they'll never be able to do this again. I'm sick of watching viruses rob people of what's precious to them. Do you think we can really handle this on our own? Come on, Query. I believe in you. Are you saying you don't have faith in me? What? No, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, let's give it a try. It's also my duty as a police officer. Yeah, that's the spirit. I like that confidence. Anyway, I'm starting to get worried. We haven't heard a peep from Jill since she went after Miranda. I don't think there's anything else to investigate here. Shall we head over there now? Dread A. Inside a secret room hidden deep within the annex. Jill and Miranda stands frozen in the lab, their eyes fixed on the monitor. Are you two okay? Why are you just standing there like that? Huh? It's hard to explain, but is it just me or does this room look kind of red? Claire? Probably better if you don't look. Why? Just trust me. Claire averts her eyes from the corpses and turns to the monitor. An experiment log recorded by a researcher is displayed on the screen. Holy Elixir of the Judge, 6th trial run. Engineered using the same methodology employed in developing Umbrella Corporation's T-Virus. Modification of the Holy Elixir obtained from the body of the Judge located at coordinates RAC 10.1. Successful developments of the Neovirus. When injected into organic tissue, the Neovirus initiates gene restructuring. Notable improvements in physical strength and regenerative ability were observed. Shows potential to temporarily stand against Nikke's, the new humanity who oppose the divine. The following video compares the effects of varying dosage levels. Claire touches the screen and a video begins to play. On a dark screen, blood-curdling screams ring out. Figures can be seen writhing and writhing and convulsing. Their entire bodies contorted. I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, wait, let me see. Writhing. That's the British pronunciation. Yep, writhing. Okay, cool. Writhing. Some, desperate to relieve the agonizing pain, scratch at their faces with such ferocity that their skin tears off. Miranda, absorbed in the video, suddenly clings tightly at Jill's arm. Jill trembles, her face contorting in fury. The higher the dosage, the greater the increase in physical and regenerative abilities. However, genetic mutation occurs too rapidly, ultimately causing the body to break down. The virus exhibits signs indicative of seeking new hosts. Additionally, regardless of dosage, I keep almost saying dosage. Dosage. All test subjects exhibit significant cognitive decline. Could this be effectively used in future plans? Future plans? Jill silently taps the monitor, opening a new window. Project Reborn Evil. Human life falls into oblivion, throwing the world into turmoil. The new life, Nikke, has been created, a cruel distortion of all things sacred. In order for the judge to guide humanity to its reckoning, we, the Torch of Salvation, have initiated Project Reborn Evil. The neo-virus will be widely disseminated throughout the Ark. Amidst the ensuing chaos, the judge shall be led into the Ark. Once humanity is offered to the judge and evil is purified, Project Reborn Evil will be deemed complete. Evil shall be purified through the reckoning. God, guide these foolish mortals to their reckoning until evil is purified. 10:01:03. 10 minutes? No, wait, 10 hours. Damn it. Jill, does it say anything about how to shut this project down? These are the only records left. But Jill points to a corner of the lab. After reviewing the Project Reborn Evil file, a hidden passage opened up. In the direction Jill is pointing to, a passage leading deeper underground has been revealed. Death is not the end. Death is purification. The purification of this world begins with death. The merciless judge's descent. I was happy. The lazy days I spent with my husband and my daughter. I can still remember them perfectly. Gathering at a dinner table every evening to talk about our day. All of us lounging around cozily watching TV together. The quiet little conversation we'd have before falling asleep. The patient's vital signs are stable. Unfortunately, he remains unconscious for reasons that are still undetermined. At this stage, we can only continue to monitor his condition. May I ask what really happened on the surface? From what I've heard, he had an encounter with Lord-class rapture. Thankfully, the Nikkes who were recovered didn't suffer any brain damage. They'll be able to return to the battlefield once they're given new bodies. As for your husband, I can't say for sure. A man named Miles Carter came to the center. He used to be a commander. After all the horrifying things he experienced on the surface, he now suffers from PTSD. He's been drowning himself in alcohol for years now. Did you endure such horrific experiences too? Is that why you're refusing to open your eyes? You know, the Nikkes who went up to the surface with you, they're returning to the battlefield today. So why aren't you? I have to go. Sweet dreams. Alceria 9, I've been waiting for you. Huh? Me? Who might you be? If you're planning on visiting the center, here, take this. Your husband asked me to deliver it. What's this? The eyes of the judge are the torch of salvation. Human life, the world into turmoil. The new life, a cruel distortion. Merciless judges descend from the skies. The end is fear not. Reveal yourself. I can't make out the rest. Thick black lines obscure parts of the text. Eventually, they go on to fill the entire page. I turn to the next page. Countless eyes stare at me from the pages. Between the crimson eyes, faintly the inscribed words can be seen. Fear not. Stand before the judge and reveal yourself. The surface is the altar of God. Death is the path to salvation. Death is the path to salvation. Death is salvation. Death. Salvation. Death is the path to salvation. Death is Death is the path that leads to salvation. Death. I keep on saying death. Death. Death is the true path to salvation. Embrace the end. Beneath the flames of judgment, the torch of salvation shall be kindled. Oh wow. Go on ahead and wait for us. Depara and I will follow. We're returning to the happy days we once had. Did she kill her husband? New revelation. Holy elixir discovered. RAC 10.1. RAC 10.1. Reborn life. Elixir, Miar, Veloa, Evan, Kyle, Marco. They ascended to the surface and received salvation from the judges. Miles Carter, Lucas, Emily, Cole, Iris Monroe. Oh, wait, Iris Monroe? Isn't that the one during the... What was that? The D event with that cult. They consumed the holy elixir of the judge and were reborn as greater beings. Elseria 9, Depara. Through the holy elixir of the judge, the Neo-virus, they aim to purify the evil within the Ark, and thereafter receive salvation from the judge. Holy, a traitor hidden within the order. A new breed of human that defies the natural order. Intended as a sacrificial offering before the sacred purification ritual. Currently reflecting on her sins in the reformation chamber beneath the altar. Embrace the end. Beneath the flames of judgment, the torch of salvation shall be kindled. With that, the cult leader's journal comes to an end. My head is spinning. These are the ramblings of someone deeply involved in the cult. Of course, any normal person would get dizzy reading this. Dee lets out a sigh. Without me noticing, she had quietly come over to read the journal. Have you contacted the higher ups? Yes. Blaze Out Squad is due to arrive in 2 hours. And until then, we just lay around a bit. No, we need to resolve whatever problems we can, then get out of here. Unless we want to go down in flames along with the mansion. Sounds like fun. I say we resolve as many issues as we can, then get out of here before this place burns down. This is our plan going forward. Now, first things first. Let's find this reformation chamber where Polly is being held. Hold on. The mansion's going up in flames? What are you talking about? I thought we've discussed this. This is the Ark's protocol for dealing with outbreaks. So their idea of an epidemic response plan is to burn everything down. It's not just this place. Am I right? You are. They will torch all the residences around the mansion as well. If they deem the situation to be critical, they might even reduce the entire outer rim to ashes to stop the disease from reaching the Ark. What? Then what about the people living in the outer rim? Asu, don't be naive. Between the Ark and the outer rim, You already know which one the central government will prioritize. Besides, surely you understand how dangerous a contagious disease would be in an enclosed space like the Ark. The central government will go with the best option available to them, as they always do. This isn't the best option. They're just taking the easy way out, sacrificing the few to save the many. Exactly. That's precisely why the central government sees this as the best option. A tale as old as time. Going with whatever's most convenient. What if we put a stop? What if we put a stop to whatever the Torch of Salvation is up to? What if will Blaze Out still intervene then? Only if we can prove there's no risk of the Neo virus spreading any further. I doubt they would intentionally stir trouble. You say Blaze Out's scheduled to arrive in 2 hours? That's right. Then we've still got time. Let's reassure. Brain can't read. Let's reassess our next move. D, Ada, what do you think we should do? I need your input to decide our next course of action. So let's start with that. I'm fine with whatever. As long as we honor our deal, I'm game. D, my stance hasn't changed. I say we resolve as many issues as we can, then get out of here before this place burns down. This can be our course of action from here on out. So you're taking the easy way out too? You can't be serious. Since entering the Outer Rim and on our way to the mansion, we didn't encounter a single mutated creature or infected person. That means the virus hasn't spread beyond the mansion yet. So we still have a chance to prove that the Neo virus won't spread any further. Haha, that's the spirit. I did say we should resolve as many issues as possible. Alright, first we rescue Polly, then we find a way to deal with this Neo virus situation. Now, where do we start looking? According to these journals, Polly's reflecting on her sins in a reformation chamber beneath the altar. If hasn't been sacrificed yet, that's where she's being held. There's got to be a passage to the reformation chamber somewhere here. Some of my Malaysian accent is seeping out. There's got to be a chamber. Somewhere here, huh? We just need to find whatever opens the secret passage, right? Yes. Are you just gonna stand there all day, Ada? Of course not. Our deal is still on. But I must say I'm surprised. I had you pegged as a puppet who mindlessly follow orders. Not a chance. Let's cut the chit-chat and find that passage. Right away. As we search the second floor of the mansion, Ada calls us to the front of the altar. Among bowls, blades, and ornaments of unknown purpose lies a rapture core glowing red, looking as ominous as ever. Looks pretty suspicious to me, don't you think? You're definitely right about that. It's extremely odd for a rapture core to just be sitting here like this. D, look over there. D stares silently at the altar for a moment before finally speaking. Nice find. Asu, forget the core. Focus on what's around it. Around it? Prompted by these words, I glance back at the altar again. The rapture core, the bowl and blades, then the candles faintly illuminating the area. Every so often, a cold breeze sweeps through. Why can't I speak? Why can't I read and out loud today? It's weird. A cold breeze sweeps through, and the candle flames flicker. Trails of smoke drift towards the platform behind the altar. Upon closer inspection, the smoke is being drawn into a narrow crack in the platform. I knock on the platform. A dull echo rings out from behind. I'm guessing there's a hidden space behind this. Bingo! That means our next step is... Ada rummages around the altar, and points the rapture core towards the platform. The platform slides open, revealing a hidden passageway behind it. That's crazy that... I mean, it's always been crazy in a Resident Evil game that you have to find like emblems and stuff to open like secret passages. It's like, oh, this emblem fits into this hole. Oh, secret passage opens up, even in a police station. And it's like, why would people build those in police station? And now it's like, this one has like a rapture core that they found in the surface. They brought down to this mansion in the outer rim where they made it so that the rapture core, when turned to face towards the secret passage, opens the passage up. It's not an easy mechanism to actually create, to do like a connecting gear that goes from the rapture core to that secret passage, but it's kind of nuts. It's so nuts and stupid, things like this. I can't. I know it's like a suspension of disbelief thing, but it's always funny. It's always funny to think about it. Like this person, whoever it is that built this mansion in the outer rim, decided to bring down a rapture core from the surface, put it, fashion a bowl on this altar that has a mechanism connecting to the wall that would slide open as a secret passage. When you think about why is it being built that way? The bowl, the rapture core, everything is just so funny. It's just too funny. I'll go first. Ada grins and slips behind the platform. Ada grins and slips behind the platform. I peer in and am greeted by a staircase descending deep underground. Let's head down, D. Alright, stay sharp. We don't know what's waiting for us down there. We walk down the long corridor when Ada, who's ahead of us, stops abruptly. What is it? See for yourself. As Ada steps aside, something piled up in layers comes into view. From regular civilian clothing to work, school, police, nurse, and military uniforms, a variety of clothes are piled up together. A name tag on one of the military uniforms suddenly catches my eye. Miles Carter. Are these the clothes worn by the missing? There's more. Ada gestures silently. Several mass-produced Nikkes lie collapsed beyond the pile of clothes. The condition of their bodies paints a clear picture of what went on in here. A traitor hidden within the order. Suddenly, gunshots ring out. Is it coming from below us? Pulley! Snap out of it! Pulley! Deep within the corridor. Gah! Query, find a rocket launcher! Roger! Figures can be seen engaged in combat with a creature howling ferociously. Miranda? And Query? But who are the other two? Do you know them? Yeah. Well, they look like they're in a tight spot. We should go help. Who? These suddenly change uniform. Why? Out of nowhere, an axe flies in from behind, striking the creature dead on. Dee charges forwards and grabs the axe, promptly slamming it back into the creature's exposed core in the lower half. By the time Dee pulls the axe free again, the creature has ceased its shrieking. Why? Why did Dee change uniform? Pulley, are you awake? Miranda? Are you hurt? And Query? What are you two doing here? Huh? Deepara! Now's not the time to be standing around. Deepara's headed to the surface. Calm down, Pulley. You don't look so good. Polly attempts to stand up but promptly drops back down. It's clear she suffered a great deal while trapped here. Commander, you're here too. I see some unfamiliar faces here. About that. This is Jill and Claire. They were escaping from Raccoon City when their vision turned blurry. The next thing they knew, they ended up in this mansion. What? So they got dragged in from another world through the D-Wave too. Everyone, mind if I say something? I explained the D-Wave in detail. So that's why things weren't adding up. Another world? But we can still return to our own world, right? Sure. All we got to do is wake up the gatekeeper. Then let's go get this gatekeeper thing out of bed. Before we do that, there's something I want to ask. Does Umbrella Corporation also exist in this world? Umbrella Corporation? Yes. Seems like Umbrella Corporation is behind what happened in the mansion. No, I don't believe I've ever heard of an Umbrella Corporation in our world. Those documents we found in the mansions are the only data we have on Umbrella. But we'll have to dig a little deeper to get a full picture. So they don't exist here, but then why? Claire, let's hold off on waking up the gatekeeper for now. Why? You heard him. Although we don't know precisely what's going on, it's clear that Umbrella has some kind of that threw me off. Has some kind of. It's like the person who wrote this wanted to say has an influence, has a kind of influence, and has some kind of influence. But you know, the brain sometimes does brain farts, and when they wrote it was like has some kind of influence. I bet that's wrong. It has some kind of influence. There's no has some kind of influence. That is not correct grammar. It's clear that Umbrella has some kind of influence on this world. We can't let this stand. We have to make things right before leaving. Make things right. Claire looks at Query. You said your colleague followed the Depara all the way here, right? Then we got to find them. Both Depara and your colleague. And everyone else who's gone missing. After that, we need to make sure they'll never be able to do this again. I'm sick of watching viruses rob people what's precious to them. Do you think we can really handle this on our own? Come on, Query. I believe in you. Are you saying you don't have faith in me? If we leave things like this, it'll bug me endlessly. And I won't be able to focus on finding my brother. Alright. Might as well give it a shot. So, where do we begin? Hold up. I'm really thankful everyone's offering their help. But there is something left to verify. Verify? Yes. I still haven't heard that person's introduction. Polly's eyes drift towards D, who was sitting silently in the corner. At some point, without me noticing, she has changed into a police uniform. I was like, when did she do that? Agent Winners, BST. BST? Biohazard Strike Team. We deal with any incidents inside the ARC involving biohazards. After emerging with the ACPU, we've been tasked to deal with the current incident involving the virus. My. Very impressive. Effective immediately, I'll be joining your team. I presume I can count on your cooperation? Commander Asu will be personally leading this operation. Huh? Is there a problem, Commander? It seems D doesn't want anyone to know that she's with Perilous Siege. I'll play along for now. We could use any help you can give us, Polly. Okay, I'll do my best. I'm kind of in a rough shape though, so I might need some assistance from you all. I believe that covers all the introduction. Shall we move on, Commander? Right. Okay, let's go over the situation again. And share what we've all found in the mansion so far. So there's only 3 chapters left. Torch of Salvation. A cult that refers to raptures as judges descended from the heavens, who will guide all foolish mortals to their reckoning. And the cult firmly believes that it will lead them to salvation in the process. The founder of this group is Elseria 9. She was reportedly in despair as her husband, a former commander, remains comatose. It is believed that she received a rapture core from an unknown individual, which served as a catalyst for the cult's founding. After establishing the Torch of Salvation, Elsaria enticed patients and visitors at the counseling center to join the cult. They began holding regular gatherings at a mansion in the Outer Rim. Some cultists were even sent to the surface and offered as sacrifices to the Raptures. All individuals who went missing in the past 2 weeks have been linked to the Torch of Salvation. Clothes were found at the entrance of the Reformation Chamber. The timeline of the disappearance coincides with the D-Wave incident. The disappearances began after cult members were used as test subjects during the development of the Neo-virus. The Neo-virus, building upon the T-virus, which hails from another world. It is synthesized by refining a holy elixir extracted from Rapture's body. This particular Rapture is located at coordinations RAC 10.1. When injected into organic matter, the virus significantly enhances physical and regenerative abilities. However, side effects include bodily deterioration, significant cognitive decline, and increased violent tendencies. Spreading the Neo-virus within the Ark to incite chaos, and using the results of confusion to allow Raptures in. It was all part of the Torch of Salvation's plan. This operation was codenamed Project Reborn Evil. If the situation is not resolved within 2 hours, Blazeout will initiate a full-scale purge. Does that about sum it up? It sounds like we've settled on a plan. We're here to put a stop to Project Reborn Evil, is that it? When you put it like that, it sounds simple enough. It sure doesn't feel that way to me. Still, all we can do is try. With these many super cops in our midst, I'm sure things will work out somehow. Yeah, everything will turn out fine somehow. But who exactly is the super cop you're talking about? Miranda, as always, Miranda. I think that's about everything for now. Next, we need to figure out how to stop Project Reborn Evil from taking place. First, we stop the Neo-virus from spreading outside the mansion. Second, we prevent the Rapture from infiltrating the Ark. These two are what really matters. You mentioned earlier that's the way to the lab? Yeah, we came down from that side. Makes sense. Asu, it's alright with you, I'll handle the virus. Huh? I've got a few ideas in mind. But it's a plan that requires Agent Winters from the BSD. What do you say, Winters? Wanna try your luck with me? Agent Winters, are you up for it? No issues on my end. Alright then, I'll leave the virus and Ada to Agent Winters. Sorry, I'll leave the virus to Ada and Agent Winters. I'll leave the virus and Ada to Agent Winters. Sorry, that's I'm not processing reading properly right now. As for the Raptures. About the Raptures, there's something I wanted to share. What's that? Well, I was caught by the cultists not long after sneaking into the mansion. So I'm embarrassed to say I didn't discover anything noteworthy. But I did come across something that could serve as a clue. And what's that? Basically, up until a moment ago, Depara was being held here with me. But the cult leader came and took her away, just before all of you arrived. While she was here, I heard her say something. All preparations are complete. It's time to head to the surface to face our reckoning. Winners, do you happen to know if there's an abandoned elevator nearby? There's one elevator left, but it's supposed to be decommissioned. Coordinates? I'll ask my partner to send it over right away. Alright, do it as fast as you can. I think it's supposed to be then. Well, Ada. I find the real that's just too funny. They really need to do spell checking before they do these updates, though. Come on, shift up. Then, while Ada and Winters are handling the virus, the rest of us will make sure the cult leader doesn't make it to the surface. The noise. I knew things won't be this easy. Polly, can you move? I'll be fine.
You all go on ahead. I can at least buy you some time.
Survive A. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I was wrong. I thought it was 3 more, but it was actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, it was still good. It was still good. Torch of Salvation, a cult that refers to raptures as judges descended from the heavens, who will guide all foolish mortals to their reckoning. Wait. Sure, I already I already went through that one. Survive B.
I told you it was okay to go ahead. Why did you two decide to say?
But because you can't even stand up properly right now.
I could say the same about you, Miranda.
I'm fine. The thunderous sound echoing down the passage grows closer. This feels like a nightmare. Wouldn't you agree, Miranda?
Yes, wait, huh?
I said this feels like something out of a nightmare.
Which part exactly?
Aren't you going to pinch me to make sure I'm not dreaming?
Are you sure you're okay?
Are you sure you're okay? You're shaking pretty badly.
That sound keeps reminding me of something. The abomination we ran into earlier, and all those things we saw in the lab. They keep popping up in my head, so my body just keeps shaking.
It's all very scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
I figured. It's not too late. You can still leave and catch up with the others if you want. We'll take care of the creature.
That's right. You don't have to stay behind just because me. But before, when the Ark was in danger, there was something you said, Polly. There were police officers, so protecting civilians and keeping the Ark safe. That's what police officers are meant to do. That's why I'm choosing to stay behind. In order for the others to solve the problem. Oh my god, what's wrong with me tonight?
Is it late night thing, or am I just? Is it just reading too much? In order, reading out loud, or reading out loud too much might be the problem.
In order for the others to solve the problems at hand, someone needs to keep the creatures distracted. Only then can we protect the civilians and keep the Ark safe. I may not be able to stop the trembling, but... Polly?
Polly places a hand on top of Miranda's head.
Thanks, Miranda, for choosing to stay behind for that reason.
I'm so glad. Looks like there are solid cops in this world too. Miranda, you were asking earlier who the super cop was.
Yes, I'm still curious about that.
Well, I don't think we need to look any further.
Huh?
It's supposed to be rapture sound, but I don't know why they don't have the rapture sound effect there. From one super cup to another, let's take this thing down. Beneath these acts, the grotesque creature that attacked the lab lets out a final cry. Aren't you done yet? Wait, aren't you done yet? Patience is a virtue, D. Your boyfriend might not like it if you act like that. Or should I say winners? When it's justice, you can call me D. D yanks the axe out of the core and glances towards Ada. Despite the pitched battle occurring right beside her, Ada, without so much as a glance, remains hunched over a computer terminal, typing furiously at the keyboard. Sorry, I was doing something on my screen, on my desktop. Judging by the countless black windows and lines of commands being inputted, it seems she's trying to hack in. If this isn't going to work, say it now. We need to come up with another plan. Yeah. Ada resumes clacking away at the keyboard. Deeming herself incapable of contributing at the computer, D heads towards the incubation chamber. Corpses lie scattered around the broken chamber across a sea of shattered glass.
They're a horrific sight, but Dee gazes at them unflinchingly. She reads the names written on each hospital gown aloud, one by one. Edward Monroe, Lily Monroe, Blake. It's as if she's making vow to remember them all. Once finished, she then approaches the grotesque creatures she's just taken down. Her axe carves an arc through the air, leaving a black streak. The creature is cleaved in two, the upper body of a mass-produced Nikke and the lower limbs of a rapture. The dog tags are... Found them. BH1996322. Ada, who had been typing away at a keyboard, suddenly froze. What is it? Just curious what you're doing. Are you looking for someone? No. What then? I'm memorizing their names so I can verify them when we get back to the Ark. That way I can find out who they were. And I need to find out why they came to believe the torches of salvation. And all the things they've done along the way. Before I can make an objective judgment about their deaths. That's the only way. Only by knowing what led to all this can we prevent the second torch of salvation from rising. Can I ask you something? Does working behind a wall of anonymity ever get tiring? Anonymity ever get tiring? If you were to die, no one will ever know what you've done, or that you've even had these thoughts. Doesn't matter. If my actions tip the cosmic scales even slightly toward the side of good, I'll do whatever it takes for justice. More importantly, there's someone now who will remember me. Someone who will remember you. That's great. Enough talk. Let's finish this. That reminds me. Pulls up a new window on the monitor. At the bottom of the document titled Project Reborn Evil. Evil purified in 9 hours, 23 minutes. 9 hours, 23. The countdown that had been ticking down has come to a halt. The Neo-virus won't spread to the Ark. I've also wiped out all the data related to the T-virus, so don't worry too much. You could have told me that earlier, you know. I'll take that as a thank you. Now then, Ada stretches and begins rummaging through the pockets of the researchers lying motionless beside the computer. Why don't we see what kind of people we're dealing with? Hey D, did you know? Usually among researchers like this, there's always bound to be one that still has a tiny shred of conscience left. Enough to stash a vaccine somewhere. Out of nowhere, Ada reveals a vaccine sample in her hand. Now that I've got a hold of this, our deal's complete. Our deal? Without another word, Ada begins to head out of the lab. Ada? Are you sure you don't need to go? To check in on your boyfriend, I mean. Guess I should. I like how Dee doesn't even deny Ada calling the commander her boyfriend. That's so funny. As Dee exits the lab, a cool breeze brushes past her ear. Ada is perched on the windowsill of a wide open window. Take this. Ada tosses something. What's this? It is a USB adorned with ornate engravings. A pair of perfectly balanced scales is etched into the surface. Consider it payment for your honesty. Well then, with that, Ada fires a hook shot and vanishes out the window. Behind the mansion, along the path leading to the elevator, a veritable mountain of garbage is piled up. Ugh, I can't believe they put trash dump right behind the mansion. How do they stand being so close to the stench? Guess they just get used to it. What? The residents here pick through heaps of trash dumped from the Ark. Searching for anything they can salvage. They make a living selling what they find. You just have to learn to live with the smell if you want to survive out in Ourim. Let me get this straight. They make ends meet by selling trash dumped from the Ark, and putting up with smells like this. is the reality people face in this world? Yes. Reality is unforgiving no matter where you go. Query? Query fidgets with her rocket launcher in silence. Hey, Query? Yes? Penny for your thoughts? Oh, I was just thinking. Oh my god. This particular update has been riddled with grammar errors. The shift up writers need to step up. I'm even reading it wrongly. I was just thinking, is it really okay? Is what okay? I can't help but think that someone other than me should have tagged along. Someone with more field experience, like Agent Winters from BSD. Or someone who's more suited for combat. You were blasting things left and right with that rocket launcher. And now you second guess yourself? Before this, most of what I've done has been administrative work. Except under special circumstances, Polly and Miranda typically handle field operations. Saving all of humanity. Such a monumental task is better left someone else, not me. Come on, none of that stuff matters. I was just an ordinary college student. But I survived Raccoon City. Now I'm surviving just fine here too. It's one in here that counts. Our hearts. Claire lightly taps her chest with her fist. Feast. Watching Claire, Query mutters quietly. That's what counts? You came all the way to this dangerous place because you wanted to save your friend. And not only did you rescue Polly, you did it with style. That means you can save Depara too. Hell, you can even save all of humanity. You've got what it takes. You think so? Of course. And there's more good news. What's that? You're not alone. Because you've got me. So that's comforting, right? A faint smile crosses Query's face at Claire's playful words. Yeah. I feel really reassured. See? So it's what's inside that counts. What's inside? Phew. Query grips the launcher tightly with what seemed like newfound resolve. Shall we keep going? Yes! I spot the elevator Kate told us about in the distance. Here too, huh? We can't catch a break, can we? In front of the elevator stood more of the same creatures we've been fighting all this time. Query lifts her loaded launcher. I'll take the lead! After the battle in front of the elevator. Elsaria 9 lies on the ground in a heap. Her abdomen is torn open. It looks like one of the monsters got to her. Life falls into oblivion, into turmoil, cruel distortion of all things sacred. Cold, metallic judges descend. Do not resist. The end is nigh. Guide these foolish mortals. Elsaria 9! The plan you and the Torches of Salvation put together is doomed to fail. Fail? That's right. Doing this won't save anyone. Heathens like you won't understand. Just you wait. On the day of reckoning, we'll see who is saved. Death is the path to salvation. Death is the path that leads to salvation. Death is salvation. While tending to the delirious cult leader's wounds, Query shakes her head. Suddenly, the cult leader starts speaking to someone other than those of us present. Her eyes lose focus and their light gradually dims. You're waiting for me, aren't you? I told you Depara and I would come. We return to the happy days we once had and receive salvation. With Depara? Depara's in the elevator. What have I done? The elevator? Inside the elevator, countless homemade explosives cover the floor.
40 minutes. 40 minutes. The countdown displays in the center takes down 1 second at a time, like a time bomb. In addition to the bombs. Depara. I spot Depara lying on the floor.
Claire! Don't! It's too dangerous!
Quickly, Query holds back Claire, was about to rush into the array of bombs.
But...
Countless bombs. The time was slowly ticking down, and Depara lying in the middle of it all. Claire's eyes dart back and forth before she shuts them. Then, seemingly recalling someone, she utters a name. The young girl she met in her own world. Cherry.
I'm sorry, Query.
Claire shakes off Query. Ignoring the bombs, Claire rushes towards Depara.
Are you okay?
Depara remains limp and doesn't respond. She's still breathing. Distinct needle marks can be seen on Depara's shoulders.
No.
Claire, fall back, now. She might be infected by the virus.
I don't care. I can't leave her like this. And even if she is infected, as long as there's a vaccine, we'll be able to treat her somehow. I don't know if a vaccine exists in this world, but it's better than giving up on her without doing anything.
It's always better to put up a fight. Is this what you're looking for? Ada holds a syringe filled with red liquid.
That's...
I told you I won't let the Neo virus leave this mansion, right? You better use it quickly. And I do mean quickly. We should probably do something about these explosives while we're at it.
Oh, I'll do it. I've memorized the procedures for handling explosives circulated in the Ark. Alright.
Alright, once they're taken care of, I think we've done everything we can here. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, looks like it.
Depara, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Don't move. I'm going to give you something that'll help you.
It's going to sting a little. Looks like we still have a few loose ends to tie up. Loose ends such as RAC 10.1, the location where the virus's components are found. If we want to put an end to all this, we'll need to take care of that too. Exactly. Once things settle down here, we'll take care of it. Well then, since our deal has concluded,
guess this is where I make my exit.
Oh, right, that woman. Elsaria 9, was it? She was holding on to something important. I'd suggest you look into it. You might find something interesting. Well then, I'll leave it to you. Be sure you make the right decisions. Ada? By the time I turn around, Ada was already gone. The inside of the elevator is in complete disarray. Elsaria 9's vision fades. The memories of the past flash before her eyes. Gathering at a dinner table every evening to talk about our day. All of us sprawled out watching TV together in comfort. The quiet little conversations we'd have before falling asleep. Memories of those happier days begin to fade and are replaced by new ones. Her husband's hospital room, where she stood witnessing his final moments. The eyes of Elsaria 9 and those of her husband lock. "2 hours, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. You're 3 minutes and 50 seconds behind schedule. What were you planning to do if I hadn't held up Blaze out on the auto rim entrance?" Kay? Kay gives a subdued wave. Her body is slightly singed in several places. What happened to you? Oh, this? Ran into a real nasty piece of work. But don't worry, my cover's still intact. Anyway, I heard from Asu. Sounds like things are pretty much wrapped up on your end. Yeah. By that look on your face, I think things didn't pan out so well. What about the cult leader in Depara? Over there. Kay sees Depara sobbing, her arms wrapped around her knees. Kay furrows her brow upon seeing the cult leader collapse nearby. You're right. Things ended badly. Still, if her expression is any indication, I'd say the cult leader paid for her sins. What did you decide about the mansion? Blaze out plans to torch the place, along with the nearby residential areas. Told me to get out before it's too late. So they decided there's no point in leaving it standing? Well, I guess. Be it a Neo virus or a torch of salvation,
Seems they're nipping both in the bud for good. Maybe you don't want to bury the fact that any of this ever happened. I already checked. There aren't any survivors, so don't make that face. Thanks. Speaking of which, where are Isu and the others? I thought you were with them. They went to the surface. Sit there ending this mess. Why didn't you follow them? Why did you follow them? Hey Sharkzen, welcome to the stream. Resident Evil, I mean, you know, it's a collab. In the end, it's a gacha game. So gacha games tend to do like collabs with other games to like promote each other. Like Resident Evil fans then can come over to Nikke, and Nikke fans can come over to Resident Evil, that kind of thing. It's a company. It's business. It's business. As long as what they do is fun. And so far, the story that they put in between this Nikke and Resident Evil collab is actually pretty not bad. It's not the best. It's not the best story. It's actually like kind of straightforward with a little bit of like, you know, it's like a little bit of nuances, but not deep. But I love the little references within the story to the Resident Evil stuff that is actually, as you know, Resident Evil fans, early Resident Evil fans probably can recognize and enjoy. So, you know, I'm okay with the collabs they do. It's, you can't see anything much. I mean, they did a Chainsaw Man collab. How do you even explain that, you know? I've got something to wrap up here. And what's that? They said Ada vanished the moment she handed over the vaccine sample. I'm going after her. So yeah, I'm heading off now. Make sure you look after Paro. Later. What? Hey, do I look like a babysitter? Dee steps out of the mansion. To you? Upon reaching the surface, we head towards the coordinates RAC 10.1. Jill is intently studying the scripture. It is the scripture of the Aceleria 9 clung onto until her dying breath. Thus spoke the Lord. Salvation lies beneath the merciless judges. Imbibe the holy elixir and cast off the sins of your mortal flesh. Be reborn as a greater being. Doesn't seem to be anything particularly noteworthy. Yeah, it just seems this strange prayers from the start. Upon turning a page, Jill's jaw drops in surprise. What is it? Jill turns the scripture towards me. Something is inscribed in red lettering. RAC 10.1. Beneath the merciless judges. The altar where the holy elixir of the judge flows. There is revelation. Revelation? What revelation? Could it be something that's written after? Jill continues to skim through the scripture. Apparently, some documents appeared one day, scattered around the altar. The research papers detailing the T-virus experiments what we saw earlier. Wait, what? Hold on. Am I not reading that right? That we saw earlier. Yeah. I'm just not reading that right. My brain. The believers of the Torch of Salvation regarded this as a way to fulfill their destiny. A revelation from God. Umbrella will pave the way forward for us. After these initial sentences, all that follows is writing praising Umbrella Corporation. They didn't have access to any information about D-Wave or other worlds, so they deified those Umbrella documents as holy relics. Since to them, the information they needed suddenly materialized out of nowhere. Looks like we got our answer. Those that caught in the D-Wave and crossed over. Wasn't just us, but these documents too? That seems to be the case. Kay said she'd handle disposing of all the documents. Well, now that's now that's cleared up. Okay, let's focus on the task at hand. Seems we've arrived to where it all began. How awful. Yeah,
Among the ruins, I spot an altar in the distance. Several unarmed bodies are sprawled around it. Their expressions are peaceful. I assume that's the target? An enormous rapture stands behind the bodies, looking strangely out of place. It remains motionless, as if rooted to the ground. Commander, requesting permission to engage. Are you sure about this, Polly? You should have gone back to the Ark along with Depara. I'm sure I'm totally fine. What's that? I said that without the punctuation. I'm sure. I'm totally fine. Miranda and Query are here after all. And we've got Jill and Claire too. That's right. The Super Cups are all assembled. You're really fixated on that word, aren't you? It's probably because no one's ever called her that before. Alright. Commence engagement. Okay then. Let's do this. It may looks like it's lodged in the ground, but all the same, don't let your guard down. We don't know what it's capable of. Understood! Encounter! With a thunderous crash, the rapture collapses. Good work, everyone. Phew! So that's a wrap on this whole virus mess, right? An ominous-looking fluid seeps out of the rapture's carcasses. That must be the fluid of the torch of salvation, regards as the holy elixir of the judge. To make sure we don't have a repeat of this incident, it's probably best if we send it to MMR for analysis. I'll request an investigation into this. We can't let something like this ever happen again. The ACPU will keep a close eye on it. We'll make sure this mess doesn't take place again. That's reassuring. I'm glad the Ark has people like you looking after it. We've got to do our best so that our citizen can feel safe. That's right. I'll work even harder so I won't be nervous next time. I'm rooting for you. So all we have to do now is take down the rapture called Gatekeeper, right? Where do we find it? I'm all warmed up. Let's go in there and finish this fast. About that. I have a question. Yes? Have you two always been this radiant? Light is emanating from Jill and Claire's bodies. That can only mean one thing. Gatekeeper has awakened. Jill, Claire, it's time to go home. Wait! They're leaving? Just like that? They're going through all that? You don't even get to see the Ark? It's alright. I fulfill my duty as a cop, to protect civilians and defend the Ark. That alone is reason enough for me to end up in this world. Wouldn't you agree, Miranda? Yes. You're right. Thank you. For everything. Miranda salutes Jill and Claire with pride. Seeing this, Polly and Query mirrors Miranda and salutes them too. Despite the confusion of being thrust into another world, the three of you still went out of your way to help us. You never gave up and never faltered in the face of danger. And for that, I can't thank you enough. Aw, it's the least we could do. Now you're making me blush. By the way, Query, counting on you to look after Depara. Take good care of her. She's going to feel pretty alone. Got it. Leave it to me. And Winters, was it? Send her my regards as well. I certainly will. Well then, seems like it's time to go. Claire waves and Jill salutes in silence as their body becomes enveloped in light. And disappears. Soon the light dissipates and the two women vanish. In a back alley of the Outer Rim, in the distance, a mansion is ablaze. Didn't expect to find you here. Didn't expect to find you here. I wanted to see how everything wrapped up. You're late. I thought you'd show up a little sooner. Ada holds something up and waves it. It's a tracker deplanted. So you know. Oh wait. My finger twitched. So, what can I do for you? Kay told me. Jill and Claire got pulled into this world through D-Wave only a few hours ago. But you? You've been in the Ark for 2 weeks now. That's right. Had a nice little tour of the Ark. A fascinating place. More to it than I expected.
What kind of deal did you make with Axe? You know perfectly well I won't answer that. A moment later, Ada's body is enveloped in light. I guess we'll have to cut our conversation short. Since you came all the way out here, let me give you a little parting gift, D. People like us who work in the shadows must always have an ace in our sleeve, ready to use whenever we need it. Catch my drift? Well, no parting words? Thanks. I appreciate you helping us see this through. Well then, see you around. Take care, D. A flash. In an instant, Ada is gone, leaving D alone in the back alley. An ace up the sleeves. In D's hand is a USB Ada gave her. Is that why you gave this to me? D soon disappears into the shadows. Finish! Wait, is that it? That's it, right? Hold on, let me see it again. That's it, right? There's no more? Okay, yeah, that's it. And that's the story of normal mode. Now we'll clear off hard mode and then check out the epilogue. We got D. Hold on, let me see. Is she a 40-second or a 20-second? She's a 20 seconds. But oh, I also wanted Claire to be in here, and I think Claire's 40 seconds. Yeah. Because I was like thinking maybe I should put Miranda in, but I think Miranda's 20 seconds. Yeah, Miranda's 20 seconds. But yeah, the whole thing is that I wanted D and Claire, but I wanted Claire in here, even though she's, you know, SR. But I wanted D as well. I could put Miranda in there anyway. Who cares? Let's just finish this off like this. Let's just play this by the ear. Reload.
もう少しの我慢よ。ちょっと前をお願い。じっとしていい。人遊びしちゃう。やり遂げるわよ。
Reload. The one person that's not in the story.
自分の役割を果たしましょう。ここの敵もしつこいわね。しつこいやつらね。相談中よ。頼むわ。
You know what's funny? She's using a handgun, right? Oh wait. What am I doing? Hold on a second. Hey Maku. Yeah, I was busy. I already finished off part. I was just going through the part 2 storyline, which, you know, I read through the whole thing just now. Now we're just gonna clear off hard mode and then do the epilogue. I did play part 2 last week when it came out, day after day, but I didn't read the storyline. I skipped the storyline. So today, what we did just now was just read the storyline. You know what's funny? I was about to mention that. What's funny is that Jill, according to the game's
According to the game's information, Jill is assault rifle, but you can see she's using a handgun.
どうかしらスーパーコップに助けられた感想は
Oh no, the thing about the collabs cannot be anything big. Because the collabs are just... The collabs will always be smaller stories that cannot be part of the main story, you know, other than little things.
排除完了
最終完了。
かなり派手な一撃になるわよ
Mainly because the story itself is not gonna be available because there's a whole rights thing. Like they have the rights to Resident Evil only during the collab kind of thing, so the story itself cannot be shown afterwards in the archive. That's why you don't see all the previous collabs in the archives. You don't see the Chainsaw Man collab, you don't see the ReZero collab, you don't see the first Nier Automata collab in part of the archives. So because of that, because of it not being able to be archived, right, they cannot put it as important storylines because people cannot refer back to it. Like all the event storylines, those can be important to the main storyline because people can always just refer back to it when those stories become available in the archives. And that's why collabs like this, the story cannot be too big, cannot be too ingrained into the main storyline. Like the strongest collab story I know that has a huge impact to the story, to me, is the Stellar Blade one. But Stellar Blade is also a shift up property, so they can do that. Like for that one, it's not gonna be hard for them to think about doing that. Yeah, collab characters always feel like a cameo. So the story to the collab stories will never have any real impact to the storyline. There are still some impact, but it's not gonna be a strong impact. Like sometimes they would give like small references to what happens during the collabs, but it won't be like something the characters will say like have an impact to their character development. Exactly. Stellar Blade felt bigger because it's their own property, so it was easier for them to actually do a big storyline that can have a bigger impact. The whole idea of the, you know, the surface art world, that's just huge. That's just huge. Stars nara kokoyo kusoyaro. I wonder if they got the original Jill voice actor for the English version. Jill, Claire, and Ada voice actor for the English version. That D. The killer wife D. Merciless judge. Kusoyaro. I don't see the health bar. Did I just kill him during that intro? Ah, nice. So they did get the original voice actors or the English, because you know the thing about the Resident Evil games is that they never have Japanese voice actors for the Resident Evil games, because the Resident Evil games have always, right off from the start, has been English voiced, even though they were made in Japan. The game is made in Japan, but it's always been English voiced. They never have Japanese voice actors for it. So for the Japanese version of the ones that appear in Nikke, they hired like on the new voice actors. Or at least they finally gave them Japanese voice actors. Hold on, I want to see something. Let me see something. Like Resident Evil 1 Japanese version. Hey, codename Crowbar, welcome, thanks for lurking. Even Biohazard version also English but with Japanese dub. Oh, I see, but yeah. No. The dub. Yeah, it has Japanese sub. But the Biohazard version of the game has always been English voiced. Yeah, Japanese sub, yep. It's always been like that, because the thing about the first Biohazard game, right? I don't know if you know about the intro. This is the one back in '96. The first Resident Evil game. Sorry, not Biohazard game. The first Resident Evil game back in '96. The intro are actors. Actual actors. Horrible acting. Like, just so bad, but so funny and so good. So they have like all these intros. They have an intro that shows these actors. They might as well be cosplayers. And those actors are Westerners, you know, Americans, British people. So thanks to that intro, they have to do it in English and not dub over it, right? So because of that, the game itself has to be English sub, English dub. I want to see Resident Evil 1 Japanese voices. What was the voice acting like in the Japanese version? The Japanese version were in English, but the Japanese subtitles in early days of the franchise. Yeah. There's no Japanese voice acting, just the infamous English one. Exactly. That's how it was back then. I don't know if the remakes have Japanese versions or Japanese voices. If they do like Japanese dubs for the remakes. Because I remember watching Resident Evil 7 being played by HoloLive. No, 8. 8, the one with Lady Dimitrescu. Is that 7 or 8? I think that's 8. Being played by HoloLivers. And those were Japanese voices. But I know the early games never had Japanese voices. The newer ones might have Japanese voices. Which Resident Evil game has Japanese voices? For the earliest games, there's no Japanese dub, but the script is still written in Japanese first and localized by the third party. So English voice by default with Japanese subtitles until Japanese voices became an option. Okay, many modern Resident Evil games feature Japanese voices options. Modern ones. Resident Evil 7, the remake, the 2, 3, Village, and Resident Evil 4 remake. So 2, 3, and 4 remakes have Japanese voices. Resident Evil 7 and 8 has Japanese voices as well. However, the game from 1 to 6 are all in only has English voices. The original game from 1 to 6 only have English voices. So, but yeah. So, you know, by the time, I guess the remakes have Jill's voices, Jill's voice actor. So they might have taken the Japanese voice act. Hold on, let me see that. Resident Biohazard 3. Biohazard 3 remake. Voice actors Japanese. Okay, the main Japanese voice actors for the Resident Evil 3 remake include Atsuko Yuya as Jill Valentine and Hiroki Yasumoto as Carlos Oliveira. Okay, so yeah, the remakes do have Japanese voices. So they can get Claire, Ada, and Jill Valentine's voice actors from the remake versions. Man, I'm looking at a video trying to check out like the Japanese voices for Resident Evil 4 remake, and this guy keeps talking over it. Dude, your title the title of your video is all Louis Japanese dub cutscenes VA. And this guy is showing those scenes and is talking over the dialogues. What's the point? Anyway, but yeah, so they probably got the voice actors from the remake to do the voice for Jill and all that. But like I said, before this, Resident Evil 1 to 6, before the remakes, were all English dub. There was no Japanese dubs for those. So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So anyway, since I've never played the Japanese dubs for the remakes, because, you know, to me, Resident Evil has always been English, because I played Resident Evil from the first one, the PS1 version, right? Back in 96. So the game has always been English. So when I play the new games as well, even though there's Japanese voices, the weeb in me says that I guess not the weeb in me, the purist in me. The purist in me says that you can't play it in Japanese. It has to be in English because it's, you know, it's English. The game has always been English. So, you know, I never heard the Japanese voices for Jill, for Ada, or for Claire. This playing Nikke is the first time I'm hearing them in English, in Japanese. Sorry, not English. Another job well done. Both the D-Wave and Neovirus incidents have been resolved. Is it really over? Yes, at least on the surface. I have a few questions. Feel free to ask. But, as you're well aware, I can only answer within the limits of what can be disclosed. I'm sure you understand. Understood. Well then. First, about the D-Wave. Do you know why Gatekeeper woke up even though there was no battle? This is only my hunch. But I suspect the Gatekeeper may have awakened after experiencing a dream it found satisfying. Or perhaps it was a nightmare. Like everything involving the Neovirus being resolved? Possibly. We'll likely get another chance to verify this during the next D-Wave event. Is that all you're curious about? One more thing. During the mission, we encountered a strange monster
that was a fusion of a Rapture and a Nikke. Has their identity been uncovered? Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. I see. It wasn't the Neo virus that caused it. That much I can tell you. So it wasn't infected with the Neo virus. In any case, well done. Well done with this mission. You must be tired. Get some rest. After submitting my report, I visit the infirmary for a checkup. All vitals are normal, so I can head back to the commander's room. Yes, there shouldn't be any issues. By the way, how's Depara? Since she was directly injected with the virus, we'll need to continue monitoring her. However, it's unlikely to affect her daily life. Thanks to the vaccine sample you provided, research is progressing smoothly. Glad to hear it. What about the fluid from the Rapture's body? Are you analyzing that too? I'm sorry, but I'm not authorized to answer that. It's alright. I figured. I'll stop bothering you and head out. Oh, before you do, would you like to speak with Depara? Are you feeling better? Now, I am surprised by one thing. Depara. I'm surprised that they have a whole new design and live 2D for this character. She's not a big character. So she might be a big effect to future Nikke stories. She might reappear again because they made a whole live 2D for her. They could have just used one of those like random people model for her, but no. They made a whole live 2D for her, and you know, a design that's unique. So it is a question that, you know, that I had when I was like looking at the poster even, and I saw Depara there. I was like, are they planning to bring Depara to the main storyline? That would be a big effect, even though she was from a collab. So that, I am wondering about that, because okay, unlike the old man in the Stellar Blade collab, he died. The old man died. And you know, the robot was just basically a recolor of that Wall-E robot, so that's not even a big deal. And the girl that the robot was taking care of, she is a mass-produced Nikke, so no, the models are all there. But Depara, she's alive. She has a live 2D. She has a design. Her mother and father died. So future Nikke? It will be interesting if they introduce Depara as a future Nikke, and you know how or if they're gonna any references to the Resident Evil collab will happen or not. But I guess we'll find out in the future. Yes, thanks to you. Query has been here. Query was here only a moment ago. You just missed her. She was? She said she'll keep stopping by from time to time. She's probably just looking out for me, especially after everything that happened. Still, I'm grateful to you and everyone else. You stopped my mother before she could cause any more damage. I failed. I tried to take responsibility for her sins. Tried to stop her any way I could. And this is how it turned out. Depara points to the injection mark on the neck with a self-deprecating smile. If only I had tried to fix everything on my own. If I had gone to the police. If I had told the central government. none of this would have happened.
He is also a reference and a similar character in Stellar Blade. Oh, really?
Ah, that's kind of cool. It's all because I tried to protect my mother. All those people in that mansion. And in the Ark.
Depara, that wasn't your fault.
Depara lowers her head and cries for a long time. All I can do is pat her on the back. You know, I made a promise to Query. I promised that I'll take responsibility for what happened.
Take responsibility?
Yes, if I can become a police officer and stop something like this from ever happening again, maybe that can be my way of atoning for what happened. But I'm not sure if I'll actually make it. My grades in school aren't that great.
You'll be fine. It's what's inside you that matters. Okay, so she might actually be a new recruit in the ACPU. And if she is, Polly might actually have a competent underling, subordinate. Which would be so funny because Polly, it's like poor Polly. Poor Polly. Her subordinates under her is always frustrating for her. One is blind, the other one's too naive. So Depara, if she joined the ACPU, she might actually be a decent and competent police officer for Polly that can help Polly.
What's inside? Alright, I'll give it my best shot.
On the way back to the commander's room, the streets are abuzz with nocturnal noise. All the pedestrians have no idea what it takes to keep things this way. Memories of the mansion came flooding back. In order to stop the plot devised by the Torch of Salvation, Nikkes and people from another world fought alongside each other. Thanks to them, this place can remain peaceful. As my reminiscences come to a close, my talk with Depara lingers in my mind. Atonement, huh? I have to keep trying. Harder than before. No taking the easy way out. I need to do whatever I can, as best as I can. With renewed resolve, I close my eyes. Ada, Jill, and Claire. I hope that one day they can return to their normal everyday lives. Do we know what happened to Ada, Jill, and Claire in Resident Evil 7 and 8? I know what happened to Chris, and there was glimpse of what happened to Leon. But I don't think we've ever had news of what happened to Claire, Jill, and Ada. Resident Evil 9. I should play 7 and 8, by the way. I should play Resident Evil 7 and 8. I haven't played those games yet. I'm still not well versed in the plot lines and story in those two games. So I really should play those games. You wonder if the movie is tied to the games? What movie? Resident Evil? The recent Death Island thing is quite recent time in RE lore. You're talking about the... Which movies are you talking about? Are you talking about the Paul W.S. Anderson movie? Or are you talking about the 3D movies, the CGI movies with Leon and all that? The CGI movies? Yes. The CGI movies are canon to the stories of the game. They take place like within things, in between games, or within the storylines of the games, or during this part of the game, this part of the this is what happens in that part of the world with these characters. The CGI movies have been confirmed to be what do you call that? To be canon with the games. That has been confirmed by the creators themselves. Because the Paul W.S. Anderson movies, though, those are not connected at all. Those are their own Resident Evil crap. And they're wonderful. That's horrible. Those movies are horrible. 7 and 8 feels like it is another universe. Okay, that's a whole thing about that. 7 started as an idea of a different game. Also, hey Candle Sue, welcome to the game. Welcome to the stream. 7 started as an idea for a different game that Capcom repurposed into a Resident Evil game. That's why the last part of 7 felt like an addition. The last part of 7, when you see Chris, I mean, even though I haven't played 7 and 8, I've spoiled myself. I don't know the full storyline though. Like I don't know the full plot, but what I know, I have spoiled myself on several things. But the Chris part in 7 is sort of an addition to link 7 with the rest of the Resident Evil world. 8 has a better link, but it's also like a different thing. But 8 has a better link because there's a whole Umbrella Corporation thing on the underground of that place that you go to. And then there's a whole thing with Chris being there as well. And then, the glimpse of Leon. So 8 is more linked, but because it's also following after 7, 8 feels a bit different because of its because it has a stronger link to 7 than it is to 1 to 6. The first movie was my introduction to zombies as a kid, even though I'm not supposed to watch. The laser scene gave me nightmare for years till adulthood. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Man, I have the Paul W.S. Anderson movies, the Resident Evil movies. I watched them all. And I gotta say, it's a guilty pleasure for me. I love the first one. The first one I thought was actually really good. In a sense that it's still bad. It's still bad. But it was good and fun. But it's still not the real Resident Evil. Like that is not Resident Evil. But back then though, when the first movie came out, you can actually link it to the game because there's some logic in it. It happened before the game, before the mansion, before Stars had to hide in the mansion. So there's a little bit of a link. Like it can work. But then the movie was a commercial success. They made Resident Evil 2 and everything went to shit. I mean, the linking of the storyline cannot link anymore. When they made Resident Evil 2, they got a great actor though. Sienna Miller is such a great like to a T. She is Jill Valentine. The look, her attitude, and she's not a bad actress too. So, Sienna Miller, pretty good Jill Valentine. Those are the games, but it's getting out of hand. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the first movie, if they had left it at that, could have linked with the game. Could have been something where, oh, this is just something that happened pre-game. So that could have been part of the canon in Resident Evil. But then when Resident Evil 2 came out, they made Nemesis, Jill Valentine, Carlos, da-da-da-da. So it became like, well, we're just gonna do whatever we like now. And they did. They did whatever they like with the series. It just became a series of movies that's just horrible B-movie grade with big budget money. It's wonderful. I love this. I love those. It's just a guilty pleasure. It's just crazy and stupid, and I just loved it. From 3 onwards? No. That was Resident Evil 2, right? Resident Evil 2 film. What was it called? Apocalypse? What was Resident Evil called? What was the second movie called? Apocalypse. Okay, yeah. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Yeah. Resident Evil Apocalypse is the one that has Jill. So from 2 onwards, the story is just no longer canon to the game. They just do whatever they like. because Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse put Jill, Carlos, and Nemesis into the movie's canon, and at that moment the movies cannot be canon with the game anymore, and they did whatever they like, and it's all shit. But I loved it. It's all shit, but I loved it. Those movies were horrible. Anyway, let's finish this up. Reborn Evil N. RE movie above Netflix live action. You know what? You know what? I agree. I agree. The Paul W.S. Anderson version is superior to the Netflix live action TV series. The Netflix live action TV series was disappointing. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just bad. At least the Paul W.S. Anderson version, I enjoyed it. You know, it's bad, it's horrible, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. What are you staring at? Taking in the rain? No. Taking cover from it. Huh? So, did you check? Yeah? What do you think? That's what I wanted to ask you. What do you think? Justice must be carried out. Yeah? You said Ada gave you this USB, right? It should be enough. X created the Torch of Salvation. He took those research papers detailing the T-virus experiments and placed them on that altar found on the surface. It proves he's the one who orchestrated this whole thing. No. Now, I don't know if there's any point in proving all this though. Doesn't matter. I'm not using it yet. Then, what's your plan? I need to keep this hidden. So it's ready when I need it. D takes the USB from K and walks off into the darkness. So you're gonna uphold justice, are you? Not bad. K walks off in the opposite direction. Only the sound of rain remains in the back alley. You thought the actress, what's her name, played as Ada looked good? What, in the what do you call that? Oh yeah, I forgot that Ada appears later on. Okay, hold on. Resident Evil movies. Ada Wong. She looks good. Ada Wong looks good. The actors that they got for the Resident Evil movie, the Ada Wong actor looked good, but I'd say sadly she does belong in those movie series. She does belong there because she's not exactly a good actress. Hold on. Okay, this is the movie version of Ada Wong. I was like wondering what the hell is this. It's like they have voices. It's like, what? No. So Ada was hired by Wesker to aid Leon, Barry, and Luther West's attempt to Luther West. That's the original movie character. Infiltrate underwater umbrella. So in this version, the movie version of Ada is dead, because Wesker's supposed betrayal of Umbrella is revealed to be simply a ruse to draw all of the remnants of humanity into one location so he can destroy them, with Ada being one of the casualties. Oh man, the Leon actor they got for the movie though was like, wow. He does not look like a pretty boy. He looks like a rough, tough dude. He's handsome. They got a handsome guy for it, but he looks like a rough, tough dude. Not a pretty boy like Leon inside the game. He has like big chin and everything. It's so bizarre. Leon looks weird. It's like Chris yeah, it's like Chris cosplaying as Leon. That's a good way to say it. That's a good way to say it. And the one they got for Chris, which sadly is just the guy from Prison Break, right? They hired him because he's a big name, but he looks nothing like Chris. But he is a big name actor. They should have like flipped it. That guy, that Prison Break guy should have been Leon. And the one they hired as Leon should have been Chris. That would have been perfect. Holy crap. Now that I think about it, because that Prison Break guy, I forgot his name. What was the actor's name? Wentworth Miller. Wentworth Miller is a pretty boy. He would have been a great Leon Kennedy. They should have flipped it. But then I believe Afterlife came first, then Retribution. Yeah. So they did Afterlife first, which means they hired Chris first. So they were looking for Chris. They want a famous name, and at that time, Wentworth Miller is a famous guy because of Prison Break. So they hired Wentworth Miller to be Chris. You know, to get a big name into the mix. Well, big at that time anyway. And then, you know, they got him. He became Chris Redfield. But then if they had waited and hired someone else for Afterlife and then went into Retribution went with Miller as Leon, would have been perfect. Anyway, that is it. We have finished the story of a Resident Evil collab. Everything is complete. Oh wait, that's not it. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh yeah. Now I remember. It's funny when they put out like Anya's here, and she's the only one that's not in the story. I only put her in there because she's a 20 seconds burst too. Now that I think about it, why do I need a 20-second burst too? I cleared through those things so fast. I just need... It's probably just gonna be a one-time burst in every level anyway, so I don't really need 20 seconds burst too. But anyway, we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you so much everyone for coming to check out Nikke with me, where we finish off the Reborn Evil event, the Resident Evil collab Nikke has. And we finished the story. We went through the part 2 storyline, and we checked out the epilogue together. But yeah, I don't have any roles to do because I already got my Jill, I already got my Ada, I also have my my Claire. Hold on. Oh god, everything's so slow. Oh, there's too much Nikke. I have too much Nikke, so everything is slow. Okay, slowly. Okay, there you go. I don't know why the most active REOG is Claire in the movie. That's because they got that the actress, and that actress is I believe she's a friend of Mila Jovovich. But anyway, I'll see you guys around. Thank you for coming. I hope you guys have had a great time watching me play Nikke. It's always been a fun. It's always fun to play Nikke. Next time, I don't know when I'll be streaming, but next week, new ZZZ patch coming up. So I will be streaming that for sure because ZZZ. Everybody knows I love ZZZ. But I also have downloaded or bought. I have bought the game Chrono Gear, the Crony Metroidvania game. I probably should try to do some streams of that. That would be fun. Anyway, see you guys around. She had to look down. She does have to look down. I forgot her name. The actress name. You know what? I don't care. But I'll see you guys around. Thank you for coming over. Stay good. Stay healthy. Don't forget to hydrate whenever you... Shh. I like... Not now. Okay? I'm trying to do my outro. Stay good. Stay healthy. Don't forget to hydrate whenever you can. And of course, to always enjoy the future, heroes. I'll see you around. Otsu Justice.